Iggy? I hear my name. That voice again. One that wraps around me like a warm blanket. Iggy. Is it morning? I don't remember going to sleep. In fact, I don't remember much at all. But I don't mind, as long as that voice keeps saying my name. Let's go into a smile as I tried to turn over and drift back off into nothingness. Just 5 more minutes. Oh, for fuck's sake, Iggs, you're gonna get yourself buried in there. I snap open. This isn't my bed. In fact, this isn't even my room. They certainly aren't my stuffed animals. My hundreds of thousands of stuffed animals. Half of them has overtaken the entire corner of the room. It looks like someone spilled a gigantic box of them in through a hole in the roof. Very, very high hole in the roof. I stare up at the same hole now, blinking in silence. To an orange-catted head that overtakes my view. Good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello. Ginzo, we fell through the hole. Very good, Iggy. We did fall through the hole. Ginzo yanks me up by the wrist, extricating me from the pile of animals. Takes every ounce of concentration I have not to fall straight back into the floor. And now we're at the bottom of the hole, because that's what happens when you fall down a hole. Pat my head, my cheeks, my waist, sides of my legs. But did we really? Gaze wanders to the rest of the room. It's somehow just like I remember it. Warm grain of the hardwood floor. The rounded windows. Crackling fire with a nearby stove. Kettle already on the boiler. And a small table in the middle of the room. Half-eaten cookies, cakes, and sweet still layers checkered cloth. This is some grand A fucked up shit is what it is. But hey, what else is new? Am I right or am I right? Sound snaps me out of my wonderment, and I turn back to Gensu, who is currently testing out the stability of one of the chairs. I didn't realize at that moment that he's not wearing his sunglasses. Gensu, where? Except I don't finish, because Gensu has turned to look at me. Like, at me. Dark brown eyes dilating just slightly as his focus shifts. Step back so quickly I knock my head against the cupboard behind me. Fuck Gensu, you. I rub the back of my head with a wince. Yeah. You mean you can actually... What do you mean? What do you want me to do? I wasn't gonna lie. No on the top of my lip. Can't stop staring. Weirdest feeling is curling up around my heart. Mixture of guilt and something else. Worry? Embarrassment? Gensu scowls and jerks his head away. What am I, new exhibit of Louvre? Cut that crap. Yeah, cut that out already. Just his cap and an obvious discomfort. Besides, it's not like this is permanent. Yeah, but still. You mean you're not even at all? Oh yeah, I had my obligatory teary-eyed moment. Curled you in my arms as I went like a fucking baby. Somebody even started playing I Can See Clearly Now. Loudly. On a recorder. Straight into my ear. Hopefully it's not the same person who did the awful rendition of the Titanic song. But fuck that. I'm not gonna let myself get separated from reality. Sure as hell not staying down here any longer than we need to. It's wrong. All of it. We're not supposed to be here. I only pull my gaze away. Attention returning to our quaint surroundings. And the nostalgic smell of spice curling up inside my nasal cavity. Bring up a hand to my hair, trying to calm the errant curls. Slowly feeling very self-conscious about how I look. Can't argue with that. Somehow I don't know. Like looking behind the curtains, something I'm not supposed to see. I will say though, Iggs turned out exactly how I'd always pictured in my mind. Gensu puts his hand on his hips. This shoots up my head. Oh, how's that? Like a loser. You fucker. I jump at him before I can stop myself. I'm grabbing for the collar of his jacket. He laughs. Then, just as quickly as I'd come rushing over, lifts me down and pins me to the floor. Head rings from the impact. Yeah, please don't give me a concussion. Damn, haven't been able to do that in a while. Kinzo grins and goes from ear to ear. I push fruitlessly against his shoulders. Because it was something I sorely missed. I say with a roll in my eyes. Stays there a moment, just looking down at me. All we have to do, at least take me out to dinner first. I'm about to let him lose this in this battle, Snark. I spell the best retort I can come up with on the spot. No, you can at least take me out to dinner first before throwing yourself at me. Genzo blinks. I see his pupils dilate. Then he jerks his hands away as though he's just touched a hot poker. His back with a cough. Jokes are just as bad as always, I see, he says with a laugh. Hey, you wouldn't have me any other way, am I right or am I right? I follow up, doing my best impression of him that I can. I'll give his shoulder a playful punch. Yeah. Genzo just rubs the back of his neck. His eyes somewhat strained. Looks away, turning his attention back to the room. Laughs. Damn, all these memories though. Pushes himself up to his feet. Remember the first time? We had no idea how to get back, so we were just pulled into the bed because we were so fucking exhausted. So we glanced at the bed in question before following suit. Looks so small now. Back then it fit all 5 of us. Well, mostly. Pretty sure I kicked all of them off. It's true though. The more I look around, the more comes back. Signing out is nothing more than flickering images. Then, like snowballs, rolling themselves into full-fledged memories. 5 of us, huddled together beneath the blankets, tired and scared and unsure how we were going to get home. Only to wake up next morning back in our own beds as though nothing had happened. Then, later that day, we'd all be too scared to say a thing, just sitting there, picking at our food silent as the grave at lunch. Till Genzo popped the question we'd all been waiting for, and been like floodgates had gone off. All of us laughing, recounting our adventures, excitedly planning when we were going to go back. The thought of it brings a smile to my face, and I let my thumb trace over the round curve of the bottom bedpost. You think the rest of those fuckers are down here then? Genzo says softly. Genzo says it so softly, I'm not even sure he's talking to me at first. Turn away from the bed to find him investigating the kettle. Pokes it with his finger. He only pulls away with a wince, bringing it to the tip of his finger to his mouth. I don't know. Somehow it feels like... But before I can finish my aimless thoughts, the sound of footsteps cuts me off. Heavy, march-like. Again and again. Steady and methodical. Throw a glance at Genzo. Both of us dash towards the window. Squeeze our heads inside the rounded frame, eyes seeking out the source of the sound. Even as I'm crouched there, waiting, a trickle of dread begins pooling in my bowels. Almost like I'm watching a scary movie. And I know there's a scare coming. I lick my lips, tie my fingers around the sill, and then there you come. 2 by 2, around the corner. Crisp and methodical. Spear swinging in sync. Here Genzo's breath hitched next to me, but neither of us say a word. Somehow it feels like we're both expecting this. Rapidly comes to an abrupt halt. He is standing up straight. Like lightning rolls a bane in a storm. His nose twitches once, twice, 3 times. Spins around and the rubber behind him jumps into gawky salutes. Dread in my gut is building. I feel myself starting to sweat. Where is he? Where is he? High-pitched squeak rattles the window pane. Bring my hand over to my ears on instinct. No. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Our rabbits seem confused. They remain quiet, simply wrenching their heads back and forth in search of some unknown entity. Century 218. You overgrown rodents. Prompts an about face from the soldiers in the battalion, who quickly spin on their heels to face the single rabbit at the back, the only one without a partner. Rabbit in question flinches and steps back. Thud, thud, thud. Each impact of the lead rabbit's boots on the hard earth makes the walls of our small cottage shake. He stumbles to the back of the rank. Next words are screeched less than an inch from the lone soldier's fidgeting nose. I thought I told you to keep that bucking lion, sentry. A pause. Grabs the other rabbit's ear, half yanking it out of his skull in order to read what looks like some sort of metal tag, fixated on the mangled cartilage. 104. Let's go to the ear, and 104's head jots backwards. Oh, tell me then, where is 218? It's at that point I pull away from the window. Slam back again. Back to the wall. I don't want to watch. I know what's going to happen. Don't know how I know. I just know. You okay, Eggs? I'm fine. Except I don't know what to say. Don't know how to explain it. Overwhelming sense of dread currently paralyzing my body. Gensu watches me for a second, not saying anything, and returns his gaze to the window. I see him wince, twitch. When his eyes start to bug out of his head, I quickly twist away. Hands tied around my ears. I stare at the far wall. I stare at the pattern on the bed sheets. Try to summon that mental image again. All of us in the bed. Cozy and warm. Someone tucking us in. Reading us a story. Kissing our heads. My head glanced up to see a pair of long, droopy ears. Fuck. Jolts me back into reality and the rabbits outside. Glance up just as Gensu's face goes completely white. Jesus. Wait another second. Then, are they gone? Yeah, they're leaving. And a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding, slump away from the wall. Good call looking away, Eggs. Definitely gonna have to see a therapist about what I just saw in 5 years. What happened down here? Finally managed. Something that wasn't supposed to, that's for sure. Personally glanced out the window. Really going out there then? A sigh. Run a hand through my hair. I mean, do we really have a choice at this point? All this feels like I bring a hand to my up wistfully. Like everything's made up and the points don't matter? She gets a dirty look. Hey, my life is basically an improvised tragic comedy already. How much worse could it get? You don't know the half of it. I don't respond. Something churning in my gut tells me it's about to get worse. A lot worse. God damn. Two of us look down at the dead body of Sentry 104. Got one hand over my mouth and I'm trying my best not to gag. That was one hell of a nasty wallop. Genso grimaces. Pause. A real clunker. Another pause. I mean, that must have really hurt. I mean, he's dead, so... And another. Look at the way his brain is squared up between the cracks of his skull. Okay, Genso, cut it out. We get it. Genso, your commentary is not appreciated. Let's be honest, when is it ever? I ignore and glance instead at our surroundings, stomach still turning flip-flops. No sign of the battalion now. They have disappeared somewhere amongst the trees, further down the left path. Not that the right feels any more promising. Follow with my gaze as it winds around a pair of crooked trees before disappearing behind an upraised mound of meadows. Genso tucks his cap back over his tousled hair. Which way then? I suggest we don't follow the homicidal rabbits, but that's just me. Genso muses. Yeah. Both paths are still empty. For the life of me, I can't form a clear mental image of what's down either of them. Memories are too scattered and vague. Okay, well we actually never went left last time, so let's see what happens when we go left. We'll go left then. Contemplating, wait, that's the direction they just went. Pulls to the left, then the right. Crossing his fingers with a bemused raise of his brow. Crush at the back of my neck. I mean, you know, to always keep them in our sight. Besides, there might be more of these battalions. Do you think it would be better to go in the same direction as the patrol? Genso opens his mouth, closes it. I mean, sure, I suppose. Then it's settled. Yeah, sure. His face betrays his verbal agreement. Start off to the left, pursuing the road we'd seen the battalion disappear down earlier. Landscape is open at first, good view lopping hills and far-off flower fields. But soon the trees grow thicker. The path winds first left, then right. Surrounding scenery disappears from sight. It's darker now. Things form a reddish pink all around us. And it's quiet too. No breeze. No insects. No birds. Everything is weirdly still. Are you starting to feel really weird, or is it just me? Genso hisses, voice no more than a whisper. Something does feel a bit off, I reply as I glance around. Then I see it, just up ahead. Battalion stopped in the middle of the path. Genso quickly yanks the back of my shirt, pulling me off into the trees with a hissed curse. Whether it was fast enough or not, it's yet to be determined. See the ears of the lead rabbit twitch left and right. Turns around with a shuddered jerk. Looks from rabbit to rabbit. Entire head twitches. Someone here. His eyes dilate, then undilate. Blinks and twists his nose. I can smell them. Someone, sir? Left rabbit at the frontmost pair asked hesitantly. Yes. Leroy reaches his gaze towards his underling, seeing his spittle and snot flying across the battalion. You question my olfactory perception? No, sir. Of course not, sir. The rabbit skulks forward as the other rabbit dart out of the way. Drool drips from the gooey water of fur beneath his chin. First, his route seems meandering. Bit to the left, bit to the right. Other rabbits jump back each time he changes direction. Soon, however, his destination seems all too clear. It's coming towards us. Genso whispered with a shuddered breath. Genso's grip on my shirt tightens. Come on. Drags me back further into the trees and towards a patch of brush. What we don't anticipate, however, is the sun slope of the earth. Genso goes first, feet sliding out beneath him. Before we even have a chance to think about letting go of me, he takes me with him. We're tumbling down into the leaves and twigs into a flurry of snips and snaps. Genso back slams into the trunk of a wide oak. I follow a beat behind, getting the breath stolen from me as my diaphragm collides with his chest. Head reels. My chin. Something hit my chin. My knee. I can taste blood in my mouth. Bring a hand to my forehead with a groan. Finally wrench my eyes open. Are we good? Then I see Genso looking at me in sheer horror. Not at me. Past me. I turn around. Oh no, the crazed rabbit found us. See the lead rabbit mere inches from my head. Hardly some of my chest. Scramble back against Genso in an effort to put any distance I can between myself and those yellow eyes. Found you. The rabbit smiled through his cocked teeth. Didn't mention what happened after that. 1 second, his breath is coming down hard on my face, and neck, and then next. Oh. There's a hole in my stomach. So yeah, this is what happens when we go left. So I was right when I said right is right, because I'm assuming this is what happened when we would go left. Well, at least I now know what happens. Maybe I shouldn't let my curiosity get the better of me. A cough, a sputter, blink in disbelief. A spear. A spear is through me. Another cough. This time, blood bubbles up between my lips, forming a shuddering balloon that spatters inky redness across my cheeks and nose when it pops. Gento, I croak. Gento is silent behind me. A strange warm swelling around me, swelling up through me. Blood pumps out from the puckered skin of my stomach, across the handle of the spear, combing my fingers, spilling onto the ground. Vision warps. Through a darkening cloud, see the rabbit reaching down, yellow eyes like the headlights of a car in the fog. Grabs my face, my cheeks, claws curling into my skin. We'll be eating well tonight. Then everything goes black. Well, that's our first game over for this arc, I guess. Fortunately, you were skewered, but the rabbit didn't eat well. But the rabbits did eat well that night. Would you like to restart from your most recent choice? Okay, yeah. Yeah, for whatever reason we never got choice here. Because, yeah, I was continuously pressing space to skip to the thing, but came to the red trees, so I had to scroll back. Yeah, actually scratch that. It seems pretty clear to me, we're going right. Don't know what it is, but somehow even thinking about going the other way is giving me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know about you. Gnawed my lip and glanced back to the left. He's not wrong. The longer I gaze down that path, the more tiny pinpricks of anxiety run up my spine. Bring a hand to my stomach. I'm expecting to see a nice big old hole running through it. I swallow hard. Yeah, I think that's for the best. As quiet as we walk, tall cluster of fiery red corridors, us in... We try that again. Tall cluster of fiery red corridors in the river direct us left and right, like the water in the canyon. Above us, the sky glares a sunny orange. On our either side, strange flowers of blue, purples, and teals dot the grass between the trees. Alright, I forgot to ask you. Gives his hands are in his pockets. What did you wish for? I blink. I frown. Let's go back to that voice. Feeling emptiness as I fell through the hole. And then the confusion, the uncertainty, maybe even the tiniest twinge of fear. Fear? What am I afraid of? Shake my head to clear the thoughts. Nothing, I finally say. Nothing? Look away, force a shrug. Guess I couldn't think of anything. Damn, guess you got it made, huh? Genzo laughs. I don't respond. Chill on the inside of my cheek and glance over at Genzo. I still haven't gotten used to seeing him without his sunglasses. Walking like that, looking at me. Part of me is nervous about it. Nervous about what it could do to him. Having to go back to reality after this. Nervous that he might actually want to stay here. Somehow, I don't know. Can't possibly feel what he's feeling right now, so I have no idea what's going on in his head. Then Then another part of me feels happy, being able to look into his eyes, knowing that he sees me. Why would that make me happy? I don't know. What, that he sees that what I look like now? Didn't go running for the hills? Didn't start treating me differently? Still smiles at me? Somehow that smile was like that little squeeze he gave my shoulder only the day before. Warm and reassuring. Non-judgmental. Round another corner, this time the path opens up to a small clearing. Outcropping of rocks overlooks a small pond at the other end. On its peak flows a miniature waterfall, light reflecting off the steady drizzle. Take a step towards the pond. I'm going to gasp and step back. Wait a minute. This exact pond. I know this pond. Fuck, it's happening again. What is it, Iggs? It's just... That's when I see it. Rabbit soldier coming around the corner. Fuck. Take a step backwards, then another. Quickly twist on my heels and slam right into Genzo. For one fleeting moment, he somehow keeps his balance. Then his feet twist beneath him. Goes down. Instead of hitting the ground, sends the rabbit's ears skyward. His head jerks in our direction. Who's there? His spear's at the ready. Or his spear's already at the ready. Shit. Genzo scrambles back to his feet. I'm sorry, I sputtered with a flustered wave with my hands. You're apologizing now? The murderer breathing down our necks? Got a point. Turn to see the rabbit staring straight at us. Swear I see the tip of his spear glint. Genzo grabs my arm and pulls me behind him. Rabbit cocks his head first to the left, then the right. His right eye twitches, then widens. All that fellow the king told us to watch out for. Chuckles, laughs, licks his lips. I'll get a promotion for sure if I bring you in. Fresh meat for weeks. No more of that slop. Readjusts his grip on his spear. Then charges. Iggy, run! Here Genzo yells a second before his hand finds my shoulder and pushes me away. Even as I stumble backwards, I don't miss the rabbit making a beeline towards Genzo. He says straight for him, spear out front and glinting in a piebald light, flittering in through the trees. Fuck. Oh, yeah, we're actually getting different choices now. Okay, interesting. Let's push Genzo out of the way. No way of leaving him here. Dig my heels into the ground, stop my backward motion, and redirect myself forward. I only have a second. 1 second. I go careening towards him with everything I have, hands outstretched. I only just make out him turning towards me in surprise before he palms hit his shoulder. A barely inaudible oof. Then he goes rocking backwards, half stumbling to the ground. Allowed half a second of victory, with a gut-jolting rip. Ew. Rabbit spear goes in one side of me and out the other. Oh. Well. Here the spear sticks out somewhere by my left kidney, dripping bits of goo and tissue onto the ground. And Genzo's just standing there, menacingly. I mean, not really menacingly. The guy behind me, though, might be. He's staring at me. Face has gone white. Iggy brings a shaky hand up, eyes trembling in their sockets. Off to my side, the rabbit snorts. You're not the one I wanted. He swings his spear hard. Ugh. The momentum sends me flying off the end, whirling and spinning until I land with a crack against the side of a tree. Glasses bouncing off my nose. I sink to the ground. Well, a puddle forming around me. A thick, gooey one. Blood leaking out from both sides of me like a double-ended faucet. I hear a shout. Genzo sounds mad. Madder than I've ever heard him before. but I can't turn to look. Can't move anything. All I can do is lay here shivering on in my own soup. I'm sorry, Genzo. I'll do better next time. Well, that was unfortunate, but I had a feeling that one would end with a game over. Fortunately, you were kebabbed. First we were screwed, now we're becoming a kebab. But you'll do better next time. Okay, let's run instead. Bring my hands to my head, fingers shaking. No, got to run. Run. Give myself another moment to second guess myself with a twist on my heels. Make it about 5 flying leaps away before I glance back in time to see Genzo narrowly avoiding being skewered by the rabbit spear. Rabbit goes careening past him, plunging the head of his spear into a tree instead. Thank fucking God. As I turn back to look where I'm going, firstly you trip over a stone in the middle of the path and hit the dirt. But I don't have a chance to finish my self-deprecating thoughts. Because the next moment, Genzo asks me by the collar and shaking me back to my feet with a hurried huff. Choose now to be a clumsy motherfucker? A clumsy ass motherfucker. Stumble after him, weaving a few wide curves before falling in step behind him. Didn't choose this clumsy life, the clumsy life chose me. I definitely lived by that one, unfortunately. Say between my cheek breasts. See Genzo shake his head in amused disbelief. Go flying down the path, away from the dense outcropping of trees, and now along a slowly gurgling river. Just about to turn back to check for any sign of our rabbit friend when Genzo goes skidding into a hole next to me. Full suit. Eyes growing 10 times the size of my head. Ground in front of us is no longer, well, ground. It's soft and lumpy and pink. A giant slab of lopping flesh splayed out across the path, and wide, 30 feet across. It's a tongue. It's connected to the largest eyeball I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Yep, hello again. It's round and wet, sitting in the side of the cliff face as though perched atop a throne. Yeah, last time you tried to taste us and then tried to eat us. I approach his oversized pupil swivels with an almost audible rumble to stare straight at us. What the actual fuck? I've been about to say I don't remember that thing being here before. My head's so jumbled at this point, can't say for sure what I remember and what I don't. So instead, I just gulp and look at that thing. Burgeoning sense of nausea turning my bowels into stone soup. Take back every moment in my prepubescent years where I wished I could get some tongue. Quickly scan our surroundings, looking first at the steep rocks to our left and then to the river to our right. Just as I'm studying the intricacies of the water patterns, I tug out the hem of my shirt. It's a little tomato friend who also wanted to eat us last time. Head snaps down, eyes refocusing themselves just in time to take it in the sight of a small creature staring up at me. Yeah, hi again. Jack backwards with a cry of surprise. What the hell is that thing? Genzo comes up behind me just as I recovered enough to ponder the same question myself. It's small, only coming up to my knees. Its head is large, puffy and oblong, red, bright red, almost like a tomato. You want something, little guy? I asked as I pop a squat. Wobbles something incomprehensible. It wiggles its tentacle-like arms off to the right. Turn my gaze in that direction, pointing to see a neat wooden bridge stretched across the width of the river. A bridge. Brow froze. Wait a minute. Bridge. Why is the word bridge sticking out like a sore thumb in the deep recesses of my mind? Oh, I unfortunately remember it. Must be in Genzo's too. Something's not sitting right with me about this, eggs. Creature continues to jog its arms happily. Certainly seems like it wants to help us. But Genzo's right. Something feels off. Really off. In fact, the more I think about it, the more the feeling grows. Tiny prickles like teeth sinking into my skin, running up and down my arms and neck. There you are. I spin around. I think you see the rabbit at the end of the path, spear pointing right at us. Heart probably drops in my stomach. Fuck. It takes a step backwards. Even our tiny acquaintance brings its arms up to its mouth in fear. I already see the rabbit rearing up for a charge. Had to make a choice. Now. Sat down, not given the chance. Because in that instant, Genzo grabs my wrist and begins tugging me towards the tongue. What are you doing? Sorry, Eggs, but we're not going with that thing. Yeah, no. Good choice. Just have a really, really bad feeling about it. I don't resist. Got a point after all. Clamber on the tongue, top of it, just as the sound of racing footsteps fills the air behind us. Immediately I roll forward to escape the edge of and the rabbit's potential grip, flopping down atop the porous mass. Whilst Genzo is safe next to me, Thor comes back to see the rabbit glaring at us angrily from the solid ground. He's not following us, I muse. Genzo eyes him warily. I mean, I certainly wouldn't follow us if I were him. I push myself shakily to my feet and try to take a step. Probably slip and fall face first into the pink pulp. Yeah, we're about to get covered in saliva again. Ugh. Next to me, Genzo is crawling forward on all fours, face betraying his disgust. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever done in my life. Pauses. Raises a finger in the air. Scratch that. Second most disgusting thing. Shakily rise up on my hands, fingers sinking into the tongue's flesh. Why do I feel like I don't even want to know? Winston follow after him. Saliva quickly saturating the knees of my jean. It's slow going. Keep my eyes trained forward as I crawl. Try not to look or think about the viscosity seeping up beneath my fingernails. We're about halfway there. Halfway across the vast pink ocean of pink. We just need to keep moving. It's at that moment the tongue moves. So that's a low rumble. Then the salmon-coloured flesh begins to undulate, giving rise to rippling tremors that send our bodies bobbing. Genzo tend to crawl towards him just as a versatile mountain of flesh rises up from the ground, taking us with it. The fuck? Genzo loses his balance and lands with a splat on his back, his hands on his head. Growing hill takes us up, 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 higher and higher. For just as suddenly shifting gears and rolling like a wave. Outside the flesh ripples, crests and surges forward, taking us with it. Loose trickle up from down, slipping and sliding across the slick surface. I think once it slows to a stop, body slides limply down the side of flesh. Yep, we're back here again. Do I notice how close we are to that all-seeing eye? Genzo slides down next to me. Neither of us make a sound as the warbling pupil of the eye dilates, focuses and stares straight through us. I can see tiny twitches of movement, just ever so slight, jumping back and forth between us. Quiet. Moist dribbles down my forehead and cheeks, past my collar to trickle my spine. Quiet. My hand moves before I can stop it. Slash down atop Genzo, seeking out the safety, seeking out that one feeling that could possibly calm the panic rising up in the back of my throat. I catch Genzo shooting me a look of unsure bewilderment as my fingers dig into his knuckles. But before either of us can do anything else, sun's shadow overtakes us. Look up just as the tongue's giant tip curls around us. Or curls around and around and around, stretching towards us like a probing worm. Slap of wet flesh engulfs both of us at the same time. Yeah, not the mouth noises again. Okay, yeah, I'm moving all past through this because we know that. Yeah, we get it. It's all in our crevices and it's licking us up. But that's when Genzo's hands move. Twist away and out of my grip. For a moment, my heart freezes with a cold dread. It twists back, repositioning itself even through the sticky slimeness, the saliva, as though it can take my hand properly. Fingers intertwining with my own. Dread melts away. Panic twisting my shoulders into knots and coils itself. Breathing properly again. Even through the mucus-like muck. You know the wriggling leech sucking my cheeks and forehead. I focus only on his hands. Finally the tongue pulls away, leaving me looking like I've been frisked by a slug. Peer over the blurry lenses on my glasses as Genzo, who looks similarly depredated. If I never have to experience that again, it'll be too soon. But no sooner has Genzo's smart retort left his mouth than the giant watery pupil of our captor moves. Lures backwards, pulling a full circle before returning to its previous position. Only this time is sporting thousands and thousands of tiny lines. One line pops open, revealing another smaller eye, followed by another, then another. Popping open by the hundreds, countless dots of white atop the shuddering surface. Then the biggest line of them all, one that bisects the entire eye, splits wide open with a giant roar. I always wanted to be appetizing, but not like this. Genzo screams as the creature shrieks again. Behind us, the tip of the tongue has uncurled itself. Now the entire tongue is rising, tilting, forming one monstrous slide of doom and straight inside the nightmare's mouth. Scrambling into motion. But the higher the tongue tilts, the further I slip. All I can do is to keep from tobogganing straight down into the ever-widening jaw. Iggy! I throw in my panic. See Genzo brandishing what appears to be a screwdriver. Never leave the workshop without it. Genzo, isn't this really a time for... But before I can finish my question, he slams the sharp metal end into the quivering flesh of the tongue. Reaction is immediate. Please tell so loud, it feels as though my heart's twisted into veritable nothingness. Then the tongue jerks, flails, writhing in pain. Grab onto me. Don't have to be told twice. I launch myself against and latch onto his waist. Never have I held onto something so tight. Dig my face into his belly, my breath hot against the swath of exposed skin. Focus on Genzo. Focus on Genzo. Close my eyes, clinging as tightly as I can, and try to block everything else out. Nothing but the feeling of warmth beneath my arms, against my cheek. But me, Genzo clutching desperately at the handle of the screwdriver. His taut and muscles tight. Another roar from down below, getting really angry now. Tongue bucks, thrashes. Somehow I keep my grip on Genzo. Somehow Genzo gets his grip on the screwdriver. Roll almost into a wail. It's at that moment I feel something on my leg. Oh, it definitely didn't have this before. Got another trick up your sleeve, I see. Cinches around my ankle with a snap, jerking me down a good few inches on Genzo's waist. I'll squawk a surprise and tighten my grip. It's another tongue. This one long and thin, but still very much porous and pink. It's curled itself so tight around my leg that it's cutting off the circulation in my foot. This hasn't happened before. Happened before? How could this have happened before? Shake my head, shake my leg, as grip remains strong. It gives another tug. Even after I squeeze my arms around Genzo, I feel myself slip another inch downwards. Genzo! I see him readjust his grip on the screwdriver, his fingers shaking. Another tug. Harder this time. Set down around Genzo's knees by this point. Keeps this up, it could pull us both down. Unless... Let's try kicking it off. I'm sure that will go well. Gut instinct is to get that thing off me, no matter what it takes. Reel my leg back, kick it out all the momentum I can muster. Let's liberate my foot for all of 1 second. And the tongue loops itself back around my ankle in one snake-like motion. Gets a yank that sends me down to Genzo's shoes. Iggy! Genzo's eyes have gone wide and with fear. Try to strengthen my grip. Pull myself up to his legs, but my arms are already starting to shake. That thing is curling even higher around my car. Shit. All I can do to keep myself from sliding straight off. Press my eyes shut and bite down on my tongue. Keep my focus on the arm lock I have around Genzo's legs. Another tug. Got my whole leg now. Giving it another better grip. Throw a helpless glance at Genzo. Just hold on, Iggs. I hear his voice crack. Another tug. Face goes white. Before I can have a chance to wonder why, there's the arms are no longer gripping his ankles. I've slipped. Something flips up towards my throat as the pink flesh of the tongue lobe moves suddenly closer. Then, with whip-like efficiency, the miniature tongue gripping my leg jerks me back towards the open maw of the eye like a frog catching a fly. It all happened so fast. 1 second, looking at the golden glow of the sky. Next, my world goes dark. Slam down hard on the spongy surface, in fact, knocking the breath out of me and rattling my vision. I feel myself sliding. Panic rolls up inside my chest. I throw my arms out in an attempt to stop my descent. I can see the glimmer of freedom up ahead, past its jaws, but it's growing smaller and fainter. Claw desperately, fingers grappling, feet digging. For a moment, I actually start to move forward. Then something shoots out from behind me, latches onto my arm. It's another one of these tentacle tongues. It's followed by another, and another. One wraps around my leg, around my waist, around my neck. I retch, struggling at the grip around my throat, even as I try to push forward. But they're all over me now. Hitting me with sticky goop that coats me my eyes and mouth, squishes between my fingers. Down further. Eyes are growing smaller, I can't do anything about it. And so, the mind gives one last futile cry for help. Then I fall back into endless blackness. Ew. Don't like the noises. Floating. Weightless. Water. I can hear water. Am I dead? It feels heavy around me. Heavy and moist. And that smell. Like charred fat. It's horrible. Curling up inside my nasal cavity and coating my brain. Move my head. I hear the water splash. I'm in the water? Open my eyes. I can't see anything. Not much anyhow. Dark and hot. The water is sizzling against the hair of my arm. Where am I? Trying to move and the ground jiggles beneath my feet as I glide through the water. Hello? Managed to eek. Run my eyes. Glasses are gone. I must have lost them at some point. When I pull my fingers away, my eyes start to burn. Drift forward. Make out a shape in front of me. When I reach out, it's not what I expect. Reel back in surprise. A rabbit? Only it's not moving. Half submerged in the water, ears drooping and its head slumped. Half of its fur seems to have been eaten away. Pink skin and mottled breath beneath, almost like it's been dissolved. Take a step back. My heart suddenly thumping loud in my chest. Glanced down at the water. Cup so of it in my hand. It's not water. Heart tingles, singes. Stings the longer I hold it. Acid. Throw another glance around to see more looming floating shapes. Stomach acid. No. I runs around, stumble forward, splashing and sloshing. No. Need to get out. But there's nowhere to go. Pink fleshy walls tower above me on all sides. All I can do is stare up at the hole far above me. More stings. Skin is tingling. I feel the acid slowly chewing away at the fabric of my pants and shirt, nibbling at the exposed skin on my arms. It's agonizingly slow. Picking, nipping in tiny little bites. Going to be a long time until I die. I'm going to feel each and every little bit of it. Heart drops as a sheltered gasp escapes my lips. I close my eyes. Let myself sink into the soup. Well, that's definitely not a great way to go out. At least our other deaths have been quick. Albeit, very painful. But yeah, fortunately you were digested. At least you had some company during the long wait. Time to go back to the choice again.